So almost in the next class, in this class also we'll discuss the heat equation. I think that is after that we'll go for the nonlinear PDE and second order PDE, some simple problems. Okay, so okay, so let us start that. Last time we have discussed about something called heat ball. Okay, the same thing we are going to the proof I have left over. Okay, so some part is left over, so we'll prove that the mean value property. So we have this mean value property where we have to discuss that. So the heat equation is something like ut minus del u equal to 0. Okay, so and so we have discussed different things. So one is del u equal to 0. So then we have this problem also we have discussed u equal to f, and then we have obtained the solution for that. Now then mean value property we were discussing. So for which I have defined the parabolic cylinder. The parabolic cylinder is something like I have this one, and I just elevate it over here. That is going to be the parabolic cylinder. Okay, so that we have discussed, and then parabolic boundary also we have discussed. And we have defined something called E of T. Okay, the heat ball is also we have discussed, which is going to take the ball E of x comma t is nothing but E of x comma t comma r is nothing but set of all y comma s belongs to r power n plus 1 such that s less than t and pi of x minus y comma t minus s less than greater than or equal to 1 by r power n. This is the heat ball. Then we have discussed about E of r, which is nothing but E of 0 comma 0 comma r, etc. And we have discussed E of 1. And we have defined one function called psi, which is a function from E of r to r, E of r to r by this way, psi equal to n by 2 minus n by 2 log of minus 4 pi s plus mod y square by 4s, okay, mod y square by 4s plus n log r. This we have defined. Then for 1D case, we have proved that y square by s equal to 2 into y psi y we have proved. And for the ND case, okay, the n dimensional case, we have proved this one, summation mod y square by s is going to be 2 into y into psi yi summation. Okay, summation is going to be there. Okay, this we have proved. Apart from that, you can prove this one also, psi s equal to minus mod y square by 4s square minus n by 2s also you can prove it. Okay, this also you can prove it from this one. Now what we are going to do is that this problem I have given us a exercise, means the proof is given, but I asked you to go through that. Okay, so this is over E square E of r. Okay, it's going to be 4 dy ds. So this also we have proved. This is the proof is given. I asked you to go through that. Then apart from that, I have given some exercise. Okay, where what you got to prove is that this pi of y minus s. Okay, pi of y minus s. Pi of y minus s is going to be 1 by r power n on dou E of r, property 1, and property 2. Okay, psi equal to 0 on dou E r. So property number 2, and property number 3, 1 by r power n integral over E of r mod y square by s square dy ds is going to be integral over E of 1 mod y square by s square dy ds. Means the relations between the ball with radius 1 and ball with radius r is that we got to multiply by 1 power r power n. Okay, you got to multiply by 1 power r power n of E of 1, then you are going to get that. Okay, the same thing what you get it in the simple ball problem. Okay, so if I have my unit circle, then I am going to get pi r, pi is going to be the answer. Whereas if it is a circle with radius r, then pi r square is going to come. Similar kind of things here. Okay, mod y square by s square dy ds, you are going to get r power n. If I multiply, you are going to get that. Okay, same thing. Now fourth one, same kind of thing. You multiply with, if you just transform the problem u from y comma s to the radial one. Okay, so in that case again you can multiply by r power n. You are going to get with some changes in the r power y. So integral over E of r into u of y comma s mod y square by s square dy ds, that is going to become like r power n into integral E of 1 into u of ry r square s mod y square by s square dy ds is going to come. Okay, these are the four properties we got. So these four properties we are going to use it to prove this mean value property. Part of the things we have done. Okay, so I'll just go through that once again. So what we got to prove is that we got to prove that if u belongs to C1 square of omega t, then that solves the key system. Then u of x comma t, what you got to prove is that you got to prove that u of x comma t is equal to 1 by 4 r power n integral double integral e of x comma t comma r, okay, u of y comma s into mod x minus y whole square divided by t minus s whole square dy ds. This is the one we got to prove that. This is true for each heat ball E of x comma t comma r, which is subset of omega t. Okay, that's what we got. Fine. So as we have did this one, we are going to translate from x equal to 0 to x equal to. So we are going to translate the problem from x to x equal to 0. Okay, and t equal to 0 we are going to do as from that exercise what you can prove is that, okay, pi of r comma t. So this one, third one I'm going to take, fourth one I'm going to take it. Okay, pi of r comma t, I'm going to define it as integral 1 by r power n e of r. Okay, this one, u of y comma s mod y square by s square dy ds, that I can write as integral over e of 1 u of ry r square s mod y square by s square dy ds. Okay. So now what I have found, I got to find pi dash of r comma t with respect to r. I'm going to differentiate that. So that is going to give you, okay, so pi dash of r comma t I'm going to find, that is going to be for this one integral over e of 1. Okay, so that is with respect to r I got to do that. So therefore what you are going to get, u of ry r square s is there. Okay, so in this case there is each y is depending on depending on r. Therefore first you got to differentiate with respect to yi. So uyi, okay, into you are going to get, this is going to be ry r square s is going to come. Okay, and you are going to differentiate with respect to r. There is a coefficient called y is going to come, means yi is going to come, because each coefficient you got to do. Therefore yi is going to come. Okay, first you got to differentiate with respect to first coordinate. Okay, and then you are going to have a constant. So this ry is going to be there. That is going to be yi. This is for each I you got to do. Okay, using the function rule you got to do. This is for each I, but I got to do for each one. Therefore you are going to get similar kind of thing. You are going to get I equal to 1 tn. For each I you got to do. Okay, therefore you are going to get into mod y square by s square dy ds. And second coordinate plus again same thing, integral over e of 1 into, you are going to get 2 into so r square s is there. Okay, therefore 2 into is going to come, 2 into is going to come. Okay, so there is a s is 2r s is going to come. There is a s here, there is a s here. Therefore s is going to cancel. So therefore you are going to get 2r into this one. You are going to differentiate with respect to the second coordinate. Therefore that is going to have s. Therefore it is going to come with us. Okay, us into ry comma r square s into, okay, mod y square by s dy ds. Okay, so once again I am going to translate this problem from e of 1 to e of r. Okay, so therefore you are going to get e of 1 to e of r power n, means you are going to multiply by r power n is going to come, and there is another yi is also here. Okay, another yi is also here. Therefore what you are going to get is that you are not only going to get r power n, you are going to get r power n plus 1, because there is a yi term here. Okay, if there is a yi term here, then you are going to get one more term is here. Y square means you are going to get r power n. There is another yi with respect to dy is going to be there. Therefore one more r is going to come. So therefore this is going to become like summation. Okay, this is going to become like 1 by r power n plus 1 integral e of r into, this is going to become like summation uyi summation. So if I put summation, assume that it is going to be I equal to 1 tn. So uyi ry, this is going to be ry is going to be removed, because you are going to get, in this case you are going to get y of s, e of r s. So e of y comma s, okay, into yi into mod y square by s square plus I'm going to write the second term also. So here also, sorry, one more thing. Here also you are going to have summation term, because here also you have the s term is there, right? So each time you got to do that because r is going to be there. So here also every time you got to do that. Okay, every ya you got to do. So every time you are going to get that. So here also I forgot the summation is going to be. So therefore this is going to be total summation. I'm going to keep it. Okay, summation yi is going to come plus. Okay, so I'll just put this one. Okay, plus one more term, integral over e of r. Okay, once again 1 by r power n plus 1 is going to come. So this is going to be 1 by r power n plus 1. Okay. Here why r power n plus 1? Because there is a r square is here. Okay, that you are going to translate here. So in that case, you are going to get here r. This r is going to be there, right? And you have r into us is there. Therefore, one more is going to come. So therefore, this is going to become like 2 into us into y comma s into mod y square by s into dy ds. Okay. So now what we have is that we have this problem, this equation, okay, 1 by r power n plus 1. So for which what I'm going to do is that, so this part I'm going to call it as b, and this part I'm going to call it as a. So now let us concentrate on the b. The b part is going to become like 1 by r power n plus 1 us into y square by dy ds is going to be there. Okay, so that one is going to become like, what is it going to come? I'm just going to write this equation. Okay, so psi y square by s square is going to become like, yeah, this one, y square. Okay, y square summation y square s square. So y square s is there. This is going to become like 2 into y into psi y is going to come. Okay, for this one 2 into mod y square by s. Okay, summation is here. Sorry, I forgot the summation here once again. There is a summation here. Okay, the summation is there. Summation to mod y square by s is there. So that is going to become like 2 into yi psi y. Okay, so using that, what you are going to get? You are going to get, this is going to become like b part is going to become, so b is going to become like integral over e of r into, so that one is going to become like u of s in us into, okay, yi into psi yi, okay, psi yi dy ds is going to come. Okay, 4 us into, because there is already 2 here, so 4 us into is going to come. Okay, into 1 by r power n plus 1. Now we are going to integrate this one, okay, using the integration by parts formula. So I will erase the rest. Yeah, only a part let it be there. Okay, so this is going to become like b is going to be there. So b is going to be 1 by r power n plus 1 4 us yi psi y dy ds. So that b is going to become like, what is it going to come? I'm going to use the integration by parts formula. So therefore one derivative is going to be thrown on the other. Okay, so yi psi y, that is going to become like uv formula. So uv, first I'm just going to use the uv one. So 1 by r power n plus 1, 1 by r power n plus 1 into, this is going to become like 4 into us into summation. Okay, summation if I put, so everywhere I'm forgetting summation. Okay, so for summation yi into psi is going to come, because I'm just going to d, this is going to be dv. Okay, this yi dy is going to be dv, and this is going to be u. Therefore you are going to get uv formula is going to come over, this is er, therefore this is going to be dou er. Okay, minus again 1 by r power n plus 1 integral e of r is there. Okay, and what you are going to get, sir, you are going to get 4 into you are going to get psi into, okay, so this is going to become like us plus you are going to get yi into, okay, yi into yi is there, and psi yi, so you got to use that, you are going to change that one. So dv here v is becoming, so this is going to become like yi into us with respect to yi. Okay, 4 into psi into us into, so u 2 times is going to come. Because with respect to yi, you are going to do, so first time if I do, so u is going to be 4 us yi. So therefore, you are going to get 2 terms here. And then psi y is that, so psi is going to be coming over here. So 4 us uy, you are going to write this way. Okay, first term you are going to get us yi with respect to, therefore you are going to get, and yi, okay, u du, if I find, this is going to become like 4 us plus yi into 4 yi into psi us yi is going to come. Okay, du if I apply that. Okay, that's what you are going to get here. Into dy ds. UV formula, okay, just a UDV formula you have used it. Now we have this property, okay, so we have this one, psi equal to 0 on dou ER. Therefore, this is going to be 0. This is going to be vanished. So second one, I'm just going to split it into two things. Okay, so this one, that is again, I'm missing the summation. Sorry. Okay, so summation is that. So this is going to be minus 1 by r power n plus 1. 1 by r power n plus 1. Okay, E of r is going to be here. There is no yi here in this term. Therefore, this one I can write as n terms are there, that I can write as 4 psi into n into us is going to come. Okay, 4 psi into, because there is no yi term here, but there is a summation. Therefore, 4 times n times summation is that. Therefore, 4 and psi us is going to come. Minus next one, 1 by r power n plus 1. Okay, so here dy ds is there. Minus 1 by 4 n plus 1. This is going to be summation, okay, as it is 4 into, okay, yi into psi into us yi dy ds. Okay, once again, I'm just going to use the so this one I can write as I'm just going to assume that this is continuous, partial derivatives are continuous, therefore I can interchange this one. So this one I'm going to write as yi into s dy ds. Okay, so 4 yi uy ds. Our u belongs to this one, u belongs to c1 square, therefore this is valid. Okay, I can just change that. 4y s is going to come. Now once again, what I'm going to do, so this one as it is, okay, so this one once again I'm going to use the UDV formula. Okay, once again I'm going to use the UDV formula. So in that case, once again, this is going to be psi is going to be there, and dou you are going to apply that. So the UV part, that psi will be there, psi equal to 0 and dou here. So that part I'm going to remove it, because that is not going to be there. Only the VDU part I'm going to write. So that is going to become like 4 by r power n plus 1 integral E of r into summation. Okay, this is going to be yi. So now I'm going to do the ds. Okay, with respect to the s, I'm going to do. So this is going to become like psi s. Okay, and this is going to become like u yi dy ds. Again, I'm doing the integration by parts. Okay, so that this derivative will be thrown here. Okay, on the boundary it is going to be 0 because psi equal to 0. Sorry. Answer. Okay, so this is done. Now what is psi s? Psi s also we got proved here. Okay, psi s also you can prove it. Minus y square by 4s square minus n by 2s. Okay, psi s is this one. Okay, from this one. So therefore that you can use it here. Okay, so therefore this is going to become like, so this part as it is, if you no changes here, and this part is going to become like 4 by r power n plus 1 integral over E of r. Okay, this psi is going to be 4 summation yi into uyi into psi s. I'm going to use it minus y square mod y square by 4s square minus n by 2s into dy ds. Okay, so this one I'm going to simplify this one. So yi into uy mod y square by 4s square dy by ds. So that is same as this one. Okay, yi into uyi into ys into mod y square by s square is there. So only this 4 is there. So 4 get cancelled here. Once I simplify this one, there is a minus term is going to be there. Therefore, this is going to be a up to this part. So only thought what I'm going to have is that this is going to be minus is going to be there. Okay, so this is going to be minus is going to be there. So therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get this is this one I can write as A. This is I can write as A. Okay, so pi dash of R is going to become like, okay, so this term, whatever I have here, this is going to be, I'm going to have, so let me write it as minus 1 R power n plus 1, okay, integral, okay, 4 psi NUS is there, d by ds is there, minus A is going to come here, okay. So this is B, right? This is B. Okay, this is B. So this is going to be that minus A is there, minus, okay, what I have, next one, what I have, this is going to be here 4 by R power n plus 1. So 4 gets cancelled. So only 2 is going to come. So 2 by R power n plus 1. Okay, summation integral yi uyi into n by s is going to be there. Okay, into dy ds. Okay. Fine. So therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get your pi dash of R because started here. Okay, pi dash of R because started here. So your pi dash of R is going to become like what you are going to get is that you are going to get pi dash of R is going to become like A plus B is going to become like only this term is going to come. Only these two terms are going to come. Pi dash of R equal to A plus B is going to become like what I am going to get. I am going to get 1 by R power n plus 1 integral over 4 psi NUS dy ds minus integral, so this term 2 by R power n plus 1 integral over summation yi psi uyi 2n by s, not 2n already taken, so n by s dy ds. This is going to be your pi dash. Okay, this is pi dash of R. There is a yi term is there. Okay, yi term is there. So if I take us equal to del u, now suppose if I take us, since us equal to del u, if I take us, that is going to be del u, okay, in the previous one. So therefore this is going to become like del u. Okay, us equal to del u. So in this case, this is going to become like del u, and this is going to be as it is. No changes. Once again, I am going to apply the integration by parts formula. Okay, if I apply the integration by part formula, what you are going to get is that you are going to get once again this one. What you are going to get, you are going to get this 4. I am going to take it out. Okay, so 4n by R power n plus 1 as it is. Okay, and then integral. So del u dy ds is there. Okay, use the integration by part formula. Once again, you are going to get two terms are going to come. Okay, so let us see that. So this is going to become like psi summation. Okay, so psi is there. So psi term is going to be there, and the other one. Okay, uv formula psi equal to 0 and dou er. So uv part it is going to become 0 once again. So only this term is going to be there. Therefore, it is going to become like summation psi yi into u. There are two derivatives here. One derivative I'm going to put it here. One derivative I'm going to keep it here. UdV formula. Okay. So dy ds is going to come. This is as it is. No changes here. Okay. So for the first term, I'm just using the integration by parts formula again, where psi equal to 0 and the uv part I'm going to apply that. So therefore, what you are going to get? You are going to get this is going to be 4 and by once again you are going to use psi yi. Okay, so psi uy psi y is that. So this one again I'm going to use the formula. Okay, pi dash of r I'm going to use that. So psi yi is going to become like, you can see that psi yi is nothing but, okay, so yi is so psi y is going to be, you can see that psi y is going to be y squared by 2s is going to be there. Okay, y into psi y. So psi y is going to be y by 2s. So same thing here. If I just divide by yi, what you are going to get, you are going to get simply the y by only yi is going to come. Okay, therefore, what you are going to get here, if I apply it over here for the psi y term, okay, psi y term, if I apply it here, that is going to become like simply 4n by r power n plus 1 integral over. So psi yi I'm going to apply. That is going to become like, this is uy I into yi by 2s is going to come. Okay, using that formula dy ds. So here 4, here 2, okay, and here it is minus 2n by 2n into integral summation yi psi uyi dy ds. So here for 2 gets cancelled. So this is also 2n by, this is also 2n. So both are going to get cancelled. So we are going to get 0. So therefore your pi dash of r is 0. Okay, pi dash of r equal to 0 means pi is constant. Okay, pi dash of r is 0. Therefore your pi is going to be constant. Okay, since pi is constant, what you are going to get? What is your pi? We have defined. Okay. What is your pi? So our pi we have defined this way. Okay, so remember that pi of r comma t. So pi we have defined this way: u of r comma y r square s etc. Okay, the same thing I'm going to take it. Since pi is constant, what you are going to get? So pi is this one. Pi is nothing but pi of r is nothing but integral over 1 by r power n integral over e of r into u of y comma s mod y square by s square dy ds. Okay. Since pi is constant, what you are going to get is that your pi dash of r equal to 0, pi of r is equal to constant. Now, if I calculate what is the limit pi of r, I can calculate this way: pi of r equal to limit t tends to 0, pi of r comma t. Okay, I can calculate this one. So if this is going to be the answer, whatever the answer is going to come, that is going to be the same thing here, because pi of r is constant. So if I allow t tends to 0, whatever the answer is going to come here, the same thing is going to be come for the pi of r also, because it is a constant. Constant means everywhere it is going to be constant. Okay? So therefore, this one I can write as, this is pi of r comma t. I can write it as integral over 1 by t power n, 1 by t power n, limit t tends to 0. Okay, pi of integral e of r. Okay, so remember this one. Pi of r comma t I have defined this way. Okay, this is pi of r comma t I have defined. Okay, so therefore this is going to become like t tends to 0 is going to be there. So I'm just going to take a particular u of 0 comma s. I'm going to take it. Okay, that is also going to be the same thing. Okay, so t tends to 0. Therefore this is going to become like mod y square by s square dy ds. Okay, in particular this one also, because it is going to be constant everywhere. So therefore I can take in particular I can take this one. Okay, the s also I can take it as 0. So in that case it is going to become like u of 0 comma 0. Okay, again limit t tends to 0. Okay, so these are all true because our pi is constant. That's the reason I'm just going to take it. Okay, so integral e of r, this is going to become like mod y square by s square dy ds. So this one we have already proved. This one we have already proved. Okay, mod y square by y square, mod y square by s square dy ds equal to 4. So I have given the proof already. Okay, so this is going to be 4. Okay, this is going to be 4. So therefore this is going to be 4 into u of 0 comma 0. Okay, so therefore what you are going to have is that you are going to have your u of 0 comma 0 is going to be, so if you choose your u of 0 comma 0, if you choose your u of 0 comma 0 equal to 1 by 4 power r power n integral u of y comma s, because your pi of r is this one. So u of y comma s into mod y square by s square dy ds. If you choose this one, then what you are going to get is that you are going to get u of x comma t in this way. Okay, because your pi of r is constant, whether you are having whether you have that pi is whatever be the pi. Okay, your u of x comma t is going to be this one. Okay, because pi is constant. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know for this one. So the proof is already so I have explained all the proof here. Okay, details. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So next one, we are going to have a similar kind of things what we had in the wave equation and Laplace equation, which is called the maximum principle. Okay, in the case of Laplace equation, we had a nice property that when the maximum is going to be obtained, okay, this is going to be on the boundary also. This will be the same, that we have obtained a nice property. So here here also almost we are going to get a similar kind of thing. Okay, so here we are going to get instead of omega and omega, we are going to get it in omega t and gamma t. Okay, so suppose u belongs to C1 square of omega, since u belongs to C1 square of omega t is nothing but we have discussed that cylinder is the right parabolic cylinder. Remember this one, parabolic cylinder we got defined. This is the parabolic cylinder. Okay, so this omega t I'm just going to define. Okay, this omega t u belongs to C1 square of omega t. Okay, and we have intersection C of omega t R, and it solves the heat equation in omega t. Then what this theorem is going to say, maximum of u over omega t is going to be same as maximum of gamma t over u. Okay, maximum over gamma t. So further, if this omega is connected, okay, omega is connected, and there is a point x0 comma t naught such that omega t, there is a point x0 comma t naught in omega t such that this u of x0 comma t naught is going to be maximum omega t u. Okay, this is that. Okay, this is that. Then this u is going to be constant. U is constant in omega t naught r. So let us prove this one. Okay. Again, a similar kind of things only. What we have discussed in the Laplace equation is almost similar kind of logic only here also. So what we have is that we take m equal to capital M equal to, we define capital M equal to maximum of omega t. Okay, omega t bar. Check omega t bar or omega. Here omega t bar. Okay. Omega t bar. Okay, maximum omega t bar u. So suppose there exists a point, there exists a point x0 comma t naught in omega t such that, okay, u of x0 comma t naught equal to m. There exists a point which is going to be there. Then we are going to choose a small heat ball, okay, sufficiently for all, sufficiently small r greater than 0. We take the heat ball E of x comma t naught, x0 comma t naught comma r. Okay. Then by the mean value property, what we have is that your m is going to be u of x0 comma t naught comma, according to the mean value property I'm writing, divided by 1 by 4 power rn integral over E of x0 comma t naught comma r u of y of s mod y square by s square dy ds. But we know that, okay, so this one, according to the properties of the pi function, what we have is that we have, okay, 1 by 4 power rn integral over E of x0 comma t naught comma r mod x0 minus y whole square divided by t naught minus s whole square dy ds is equal to 1. Okay, this is the property of this one. You can prove that also in this key part. So therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get your m is going to be, okay, m is going to be less than or equal to, okay, I'm just going to take, using this property, I'm going to get that. Okay, so sorry, I forgot this one, x0 minus y whole square by t naught minus s whole square. This is the property of mean value property. Okay, 3 of x0 comma t, I'm going to keep it. So therefore, it is going to be like 1 by 4 power n u of y comma s x0 minus y whole square t naught minus s whole square dy ds. Since this is going to be there, what you are going to get is that you are going to take your u of y comma s is maximum of omega t bar you have taken, but e of x0 comma t r is subset of omega t bar. Therefore, what you are going to get is that this u of s you can take it, you can make it as a outside. Okay, so only this is going to come. So this is going to be, so if I just simplify this one, this is going to be less than or equal to, you can take this u of y comma s outside. Okay, so there this E of y comma maximum is going to be this one. Therefore, here I can put m. Okay, so therefore this is going to become like m into integral of 1 by 4 power n x naught minus y whole square divided by t naught minus x whole square dy ds is going to be there. That is going to be 1. Therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get m equal to u of x naught comma t naught less than or equal to m, because u of y comma s, the maximum itself is m. Therefore, this one I can write as less than or equal to m into this integral I can write. Therefore, you are going to get this one. So therefore, m is less than or equal to u of x naught comma t naught less than or equal to m is going to come. So suppose u is identically equal to m. Okay, suppose if u is identically equal to m in E of x naught comma t naught comma r, then in that case, what you are going to get is that you are going to get m equal to u of x naught comma t naught is going to come. Okay, if u is identically equal to m within m e of x naught comma t naught comma r means everywhere, then you are going to get m equal to u of x naught comma t naught is going to come. So in that case, what you are going to get is that not only in the u of x naught comma t naught, you are going to get m equal to, this is going to become like m equal to u of y comma s also going to come. Okay, for all y comma s in e of x naught comma t comma r. This is true if u is identically equal to m within e of x naught comma t comma r. Now next what I am going to do is that I am going to draw a line segment. Okay, I am going to draw a line segment which is going to connect omega t. Okay, omega t connecting x naught comma t naught and some point in that domain. Some point I am going to take it. Okay, so let me draw the curve. One sec. Okay, the curve is not here. Okay, so you are going to draw a line segment L. Okay, you are going to, so suppose omega t is here. You are going to draw x naught comma t naught is there. Okay, since omega is connected, what I am going to do is that I am just going to draw a line segment. I have y naught comma s naught s naught is there. So this one I am going to draw a line connecting these two. Okay, these 2 points I am going to connect it. Draw a line segment S, which is L, which is in omega t. In omega t only. Okay, not outside. In omega t I am going to draw in such a way that these two are going to be connected. Okay, there I have assumed that s naught is less than t naught. Okay, s naught is less than t naught. Now we are going to consider r naught. R naught is going to be minimum of, okay, minimum of set of all s such that s minimum of s greater than or equal to s naught, such that u of x comma t equal to m. Okay, for all x comma d x comma t in L, not in omega t, in L only. I am going to take it. Okay, in L. For all x comma t in L such that s less than or equal to t less than or equal to t naught. Now u is continuous. Okay, since u is continuous, this minimum is going to be obtained. Okay, that is guaranteed. Okay, so since s is greater than or equal to s naught, you can assume that r naught is going to be, we can get that r naught is going to be greater than or equal to s naught. Okay, assume r naught is greater than or equal to s naught. Then direct is z naught comma r naught such that u of x naught comma r naught is going to be, sorry, u of z naught comma r naught is going to be, okay, u of z naught comma r naught is going to be, direct is z naught comma r naught such that is going to be there. So therefore, so for what you are going to get for this ball, what you are going to get that your u is going to be identically same, because here we have assumed that this is going to be there, then this is going to be there. So e of x naught comma t naught comma r we got taken. Now this y naught comma s naught is not necessary that it should be in e of x naught comma t naught comma r, but I got taken something nearby that. Okay, some line I am going to connect it. Since these two are connected, I am just going to get the minimum so that this is going to be obtained. Then in that case, I am going to get some z naught comma r naught is going to be there in between. For example, here I have in that one I am going to take another heat ball. So in that heat ball also, what you are going to get? You are going to get u is going to be identically em in that neighbor in the heat ball e of z naught comma r naught comma e of z naught comma r naught comma r for sufficiently. So here I got taken at x naught comma t naught, I got taken m equal to I got taken because there is the x naught comma t naught that is going to be obtained. So in that case, nearby that radius, that is in that heat ball, this is going to be identically equal, that we have assumed. So that is going to be the, then in between, if you are connecting these two, any parts, okay, x0 comma t0 is somewhere, y0 comma s0 is somewhere, okay. So that one I'm going to connect, because y0 comma s0 where I'm taking y0 comma s0 is somewhere in omega t, not in e of x0 comma t0 comma r neighborhood, somewhere in omega t I'm going to take it. Then since it is connectedness, I'm just connecting that. So if I connect that, in between that line, okay, in that line I'm going to take one point. That point also it is going to be identically equal. Okay, so remember the difference here with this within the ball. Here the line connecting also it is going to be there. In that heat ball also it is going to be there. Okay, suppose your R0 is not equal to x0, then the axis you are going to take a small sigma, okay, such that your sigma is greater than 0, such that what you are going to get there, you are going to get L intersection, okay, R0 minus sigma less than or equal to T less than or equal to R0 intersection is going to be subset of, okay, if I take this one, L is going to be this one, and I'm going to take R0 minus sigma less than T less than R0. In this interval, I'm going to take it. The intersection, if I take, that is going to be subset of E of Z0 comma R0 comma R squared. But that is not going to be true, because your E of your L is not going to be completely in this one. Okay, because this L is not going to be completely in this one, because there is a somewhere etc. is going to come. Okay, additional term is going to come. So therefore, if we take this intersection also, you are not going to get this one. So that means it is not going to be the subset. It is not going to be correct. So that is going to be a contradiction. Okay, so that contradiction comes because I just assume that R0 is not equal to x0. Okay, if R0 is not equal to x0, that is going to be there. So in that case, what you are going to get is that your R0 is going to be equal to S0. Okay, if R0 in the S0 is going to be there, okay, R0 and S0 is going to be there, that means this L is going to be completely inside that. Therefore, what you are going to get is that you are going to get mu equal to m and complete L also going to come. Okay, U is going to be completely here. Since omega is connected, what you can do is that you can take as many points as you want. So right now I have taken y0, so that I have connected. Since omega is connected, suppose you take any x belongs to omega. Okay, so any x belongs to omega, if you take it, okay, in this domain, if you take it, and any time 0 less than t less than t0, what you can do is that you can just find some sequence of points. Okay, you can find a sequence of points x0, x1, etc. You can connect each of the things. In each of the things, you can construct a similar L, L1, L2, etc. I can construct. Okay, so L0, L1, etc. etc. Then U is equal to M on L1, L2, etc. is going to come. Okay, for each line segment, you are going to get the similar kind of things. Okay, so therefore, what you are going to get, your U is going to become like, it is going to be true for all set of points. Okay, so all points which is going to be connected by that, by a polygonal path, what you are going to get is that you are going to get a similar kind of things. Okay, the line segment is going to be there. So U is going to be there in each of the thing. Therefore, U is going to be M and each of the segment it is going to be there. Okay, therefore, it is going to be true. So therefore, the proof is done. That's all. Okay. So if you take any points and you have taken x0, t0, since omega is connected, you can connect them through some line polygonal path, and that is going to be there. And for each of the things, U equal to M. Therefore, for this x is going to be true. Therefore, if I take any x in this one, x is taken arbitrary, for which you can find that. Therefore, U is going to be M on the entire thing. Okay. So here, only tricky part is that these two are tricky part. Okay, this one you got to construct, and then this contradiction part you got to take it. So these two are the tricky part. The remaining things are just we are using the previous mean value property definition and then applying it. That's all. Okay. So a similar kind of proof you can prove it for the minimum principle also. Okay. So from this one, what it is going to say. So if U attains the maximum or minimum at an interior point, okay, then U is going to be constant at all earlier times. Okay. So if U is going to be maximum at an interior point, then U is going to be constant at all earlier times also it is going to be true. Okay. So for example, the solution will be constant on the time interval 0, t0. Okay, that is going to be constant, provided the initial and boundary conditions are constant. If the initial and boundary conditions are going to be constant, then your U is going to be constant the entire interval also 0, t0 also it is going to be constant. So the solution may change at times t greater than t0, provided the boundary conditions alter after t0. So if you change the boundary condition, after T naught, then your solution also going to be changed after that. That means it is going to be change is going to be happen after that. Okay. So the strong maximum principle. Okay, so in the strong maximum principle, what is going to be implied? So if omega is connected and U belongs to C1 square intersection C of omega T is going to be satisfied, and this is your problem. And if F is greater than or equal to 0, okay, so if F is greater than 0 in somewhere in omega, then your U is going to be positive everywhere within omega T. After that time, every time it is going to be greater than positive is going to be there. Okay, that's what it is going to imply that. Okay, so last one. So next one, what you have is that you have uniqueness property, uniqueness and boundedness. So here what you have is that suppose your F belongs to C1 of omega T. You have a problem. Ut minus del U equal to H. Okay, Ut minus del U equal to H and U equal to F on gamma T. Okay, gamma T. Okay, so in this case, if F belongs to C of gamma T, and H belongs to C of omega T, then there exists at most one solution. Means unique solution is going to be there, where U belongs to C1 square T, C of omega T is going to be there for the initial and boundary problem. So again, the principle problem is very simple. So U1 and U2, take U1 and U2 are two solutions of this IVP. And what you are going to define? You are going to define W equal to U1 minus U2. Okay. Then this is going to, you are going to use the strong maximum principle. So in this case, what you are going to get? You are going to get U1 minus U2 is going to be there. So apply the strong maximum principle. What you are going to get? Your W equal to become, W is going to be 0 on the entire thing, because U1 minus U2 is going to be there. As we have discussed in the previous one, what you are going to get? So U belongs to this one. Okay, gamma of T is going to be there, and gamma of T is going to be F. Okay, so W is going to become like U1 minus F minus F. Okay, F minus F is going to come on gamma T. Okay, maximum is going to be that one. So therefore, what you are going to get, your W is going to become like identically 0, because M is going to be 0 in this case. So W is going to be 0. So you are going to get a similar kind of problem. What you are going to get that WT minus del U equal to 0 is going to come, and W equal to 0. Okay, and gamma T is going to come. Okay, gamma T is going to come. So therefore, you can use this one on gamma T. W is going to be 0, and that is going to be the maximum. Maximum is 0 means everything is going to be 0. Therefore, W equal to 0 completely. Therefore, W equal to 0 means U1 equal to U2. So that proof is true. So one more thing, one more theorem. I'll prove. Okay, so this problem I'm just giving it to you as a self-reading. Okay, so I'm not going to give the proof of this one. Similar kind of thing, what you can do is that you can just prove this one. Pi of x comma t equal to 4 pi t power n by 2 e power minus x square. So this we can prove that the pi t minus pi x equal to 0. This I just give it to you as a self-exercise, self-reading one. Okay, the proof is given. So here what I'm going to prove is that suppose U belongs to C1 square of omega T, Rn plus 0 comma T. I'm going to take a Cauchy problem. Okay, this is called the Cauchy problem. So in this case, what you are going to get, sir, you are going to get this one. Here you have to prove that U equal to M, right? So in this problem, what you are going to prove is that you are going to prove that U of x comma T is, your E of x comma T is going to be less than or equal to A e power A into mod x square. Okay, for constants A and A greater than 0. Okay, if it is there, if this is the growth estimate, then your supremum is going to be supremum of Rn cross 0 comma T is going to be supremum of U. So this proof I'm just leaving it to you as a self-reading. You can do that because I have given the proof completely. So you can just go through that. I just leave it to you as a self-reading, but it may be asked for the exams also. Okay, so I just leave it to you. And this problem also, again, the uniqueness problem for the same problem. So if you take almost one solution is going to be there. If this is going to be that, then you are going to get almost one solution. Okay, this part also I leave it to you as an exercise. So in the next class, we'll discuss about the regularity of the heat equation. okay, where you will be discussing about a circular cylinder. Earlier we have seen the parabolic cylinder. Similarly, we are going to define a circular cylinder in which we are going to define a smoothness, etc. Okay, so that I will prove it in the next class. Then what we have is that that's all for this one. Okay, this proof, smoothness proof, I will be providing. I will discuss that smoothness proof. Okay, then again local estimate is there. So this part also I will leave it to you as an self-reading. And then we'll go for the nonlinear PDE. Okay, so for the nonlinear PDE, I will just give the how to solve the nonlinear PDE. Okay, already we have discussed some of the nonlinear PDE that we have seen. And then once again, like general classes of nonlinear PDE, will discuss how to solve the problem. There are different cases are there. And finally, we'll discuss about the classification of second order PDE, okay, for which how to obtain the solutions, or how do we say like whether it is a parabolic or cylinder, parabolic or hyperbolic or elliptic. So with this we will be completing, and if time permits, I will cover that conservation laws as well. So the rest of the classes will divide as follows. So on Monday I will prove the smoothness, okay, heat equation. So Monday will be the last class for the heat equation, where I will discuss about the smoothness, okay, smoothness and regularity I will discuss. And if we complete this one, I will go for the nonlinear PDE. Okay, nonlinear PDE will take simple problems. Okay, simple problems we'll be doing. Okay, and different methods to solve the problems. And then we'll go for the second classification of second order PDE. Classification of second order PDE. Okay, second order PDE will do. And if time permits, we'll go for the conservation laws. And conservation laws, what we'll discuss is that we'll discuss about the Riemann problem. Okay, Riemann problem and R-Gauge condition we'll discuss. Okay, if it is not there, after this we'll cover. Okay, this is the rest of the classes we'll discuss. So go through the proofs, whatever I have given, it may be asked for the exam. Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.